Alright guys, in this section we are going to take a look to the advanced redistribution configuration together. We have 3 steps this time. In the first step we need to configure EIGRP and OSPF for the network above and advertise all the networks for every router, and we are not gonna use summarization. Okay. Then implement full mutual redistribution between OSPF and EIGRP for router 2 and router 3. Okay. 10.4.0.0/24 and 10.4.1.3/24 must have a seed metric 100 and OSPF tag 10. 2.0 and 3.0 must have a seed metric of 200 and OSPF tag 20. And all other subnets advertised to OSPF domain must have a seed metric 300 and OSPF tag 30. Also, OSPF routes advertised into the EIGRP domain must have a bandwidth 400, delay 20, 55 reliability, load 1, and 150 MTU with a tag 40. Okay. Then external routes should not increase their metrics, which means I'm gonna use E2. Okay, in the last step it's saying us that 10.4.4.0 network should not reach to OSPF domain. Alright guys, I'm gonna start with the first step, but in this question, what I configure on router 2 will be configured on router 3 as well. So to save time, I'm just gonna configure router 2, okay? Then let's start with the first step. Configure EIGRP and OSPF for the network above and advertise all the networks. Don't use summarization. Alright, I'm gonna configure router 3 just for the basic EIGRP and OSPF configuration. Redistribution configurations will be made on router 2, but the same configs should be made also for router 3 as I said before. Alright, let's go ahead with the router 1. Router 1. This guy is in OSPF domain with just has a one loopback or another. Router 1 has just one loopback. Alright. Router OSPF 1 network. Let's define the router ID first. Belongs to area 0. And area 0. Okay. Router 4 is, oh, I misconfigured this guy. This is EIGRP domain. All right. Router 1 is in EIGRP, guys. Okay. No router OSPF 1. Router EIGRP AS100. No auto. Network. Alright, then router 4, this guy is in EIGRP, OSPF, I'm sorry, router OSPF 1, to show IP interface brief, and I'm gonna configure network statements. Area 0. 10.4.0.0 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's go to 2. Okay. Router OSPF 1 and network router ID, network area 0, and what about 3 and 2? They belong to OSPF. Then I'm going to the EIGRP site, no other, network. Okay, then let's go to the 3. Router OSPF 1, network, router ID. First router ID, guys. Network array 0 and router EIGRP 100, 255, and no other. Okay, I finished my basic configurations, and what I'm gonna do in the second step is I'm gonna implement a full mutual redistribution on router 2 and implement these tags and metrics, and the other values, as you can see, are question. Alright, I'm going to router 2 first. And I'm gonna create some access list to hit the IP addresses that's shown for the question. Permit these two networks are belonging to the same access list 1, because the question is saying us that do the same thing for these guys. So I'm just gonna use one access list and hit the both IP addresses. Okay. 2, okay, and lastly, permit to okay, this guy would be denied, I think. In the question it was saying. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is to define a route map. Route map EIGRP to OSPF. From EIGRP, the routes are coming from EIGRP and going to the OSPF for this route map. Okay. Permit 10. Then, now I'm gonna match the IP addresses and set the metrics and the tag values. Match IP address 1 for this IP addresses for these guys. Okay, set metric to 100 and set tag to 10. Okay, I'm going ahead to my route map statement with the second step. Permit 20, second sequence, match IP address 2. I'm defining this rule for these guys. Match IP address 2, set metric to 200 and set tag to 20. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead with my seconds 30, but this time I'm gonna use a deny statement, because I'm gonna hit the IP address of the 10.4.40 network, which is gonna be denied. Alright, and match IP address 3 this time. Okay, I'm gonna deny this guy. Then I'm gonna use the last promise statement 40, and I'm gonna set the metric to 300 and set the tag to 30. Please pay attention that I didn't use a match statement for the last route map, which means I'm hitting the IP addresses which I didn't define with my access list, which means all the routes rest of the networks that I hit via this access list, because I didn't use a match statement. Alright, now router SPF1 redistribute EIGRP with a route map EIGRP to OSPF. Okay, that's what I really want to do. So this guy is okay, and this guy is also okay, but partially okay, I think. I didn't configure this site, but that is okay too. Number 3, I denied the 10.4.4 network. Okay, 10.4.4 won't reach to the OSPF domain. Okay, but guys, I'm seeing a conflict in this question. 10.4.4 belongs to router 4, and question saying me that this network should not reach the OSPF routing domain, but it's already in OSPF. I think here should be EIGRP. EIGRP. Okay. Then, what I need to do is to define the other redistribution statement. OSPF routes advertise the EIGRP domain must have these values. Okay. And they're not gonna increase their metrics as well. Okay, I'm in router 2 again, and I'm gonna configure a route map. Route map OSPF to EIGRP, set metric 400, 20, 255, 5, and I set metric to 400, and the other guys to 20, 255, 1 and 1500. Okay, then set tag to 40 and router EIGRP 100 redistribute OSPF 1. Oh no. I'm gonna set the metric type as well. Route map OSPF, set metric type to 2. Set metric type 2. Okay. Then router EIGRP 100 redistribute OSPF 1 route map OSPF to EIGRP this time. Alright, that's what I really wanted to do, guys. That was a really great session and we learned a lot of things, how to configure and advanced redistribution. The trick is, as you can see, just to create access lists and match the IP addresses by using the access list in the route map. Then you can set the tag values and you can set the metric in the route map by using the statements. That's pretty straightforward. Then what you do is to define the redistribution by the route map that you are created in. Okay, that's pretty cool, that's pretty straightforward, and that was a really cool session, and thanks for viewing.